Hi there, Megan Aller, Account Executive with First American Title, giving you your weekly market update. Now, as we get deeper into the spring months, you should be aware now as a buyer and a seller that we are going to go through another compression and retraction cycle here in Metro Denver. When I talk about a compression and retraction cycle, again, it's entering year 7 of our prolonged seller's market. You can see in the graph behind me that we've got that nice wavy pattern for actives under contracts and closed that help us identify what's going to end up coming next. This has been a really predictable pattern that's happened, and so we're shaping up to have the same pattern that happens in 2019. So the graph behind me shows a copy of what the cycle looks like, and what I've done is I've averaged out active, under contract, closed, plus the percent of closed to list price ratio, so you can see when those bidding wars really start to take effect here in Metro Denver. So blue is active, yellow is under contract, red is closed. The longer that we've remained in this prolonged seller's market, buyers recognize that they have to get to the market earlier and earlier and earlier if they want to try and get into their desired home. The earlier that they get to market, the lower our inventory is at the beginning of the year, because most sellers choose to wait until some of those warmer months so they have that curb appeal available in their property. So what happens is our buyer pool and our seller pool are off phase or off peak from each other. So what happens when supply is at its lowest point and the buyer pool is picking up, prices end up shooting through the roof, and you can see that layered in on the projected amounts of the percent of closed to list price ratios. Now when we're looking at those projected prices, we see that in April, May, and June, that those are almost always going over 100% of their asking price, which is an indication that we have bidding wars that are happening. Now, as sellers start coming to market and seeing that prices continue to go up in the summer months when it's more convenient for them, what happens is our buyer pool starts to taper off because they've been searching hot and heavy for the last 5 months. At that point, the buyer pool starts to taper off, inventory rises, and our prices start to recede, which allows buyers to have more negotiating power in our marketplace. So again, this is what we expect to see, where all of our price appreciation is actually established by the time that we get to June. So what does that mean for sellers? Sellers, if you're choosing to list your property later into those summer months and giving up or foregoing the point of maximum opportunity in that late spring season, then that means that you have to pull back on your pricing to accommodate additional inventory in the market and a smaller pool of buyers that are searching for those homes. What we expect to see is that the bulk of our price run-up is going to happen for those units that close in March, April, May, a little bit of June, and that's a result of those units going under contract back in May. But again, starting in July, those prices start to pull back. You need to be aware of when that maximum point of opportunity is as a seller in our market. So this graph finally behind me, what it shows is where we expect those prices to tap out. As of right now, for those units that are closing January, February, we're coming in under $500,000, but by the time that we start closing those units for March, we've had our compression phase kick off, multiple offer season is in full effect, and that means that our prices are going to come in by the time we get to the peak of our season somewhere between $545,000 to $555,000. Then at the end of the summer, prices start to recede and buyers will have negotiating power again. Same cycle exists for attached single family. I've got those slides that are built into this deck as well. If you'd like to get a copy of everything, you're always welcome to reach out to me. My email and my phone number is at the bottom of the image here, so please reach out to me if there's anything that I can do to be of assistance. Again, have a great selling season. It's time to go, and we hope that we'll have an opportunity to meet your buyers and sellers at our closing tables. We'll see you soon.